Make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. It's the best show in the world.
And this is the Cards Face Up Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ty Hill. Today, we got a special guest, you feel me? And like I always like to do, y'all know I'm one of those niggas that like to build that nostalgia, that moment of history, that moment of time to make the world feel good before this shit get to jumping. So I'm honored to have this brother on because he plays a major part in history just by birthright. You feel me? Birthright alone, he plays major part in history. So the year was 2006, 2007, and I'm in Baltimore. You feel me? You know, we Baltimore, Maryland, and we about 10 hours in a car ride away from them, 10, 11 hours in a car ride away from them, about a 2-hour plane ride. And this shit was jumping in our clubs as a young teen growing up in Baltimore. In this part, I'm gonna just let that shit rock and let y'all rock out with us. This shit right here was in every club from here to DC. Yeah, I'm hot, nigga. Yeah, I'm burning up. Me the red nigga. Feel turning up. Add the fire to the flame. Mr. Bankhead ain't say my name. I'm Mr. Got him for the L.O. The recipe gave it to the Othello. Ash Coolin, Marlo, Hero, D-Lo, Otto, Gino, Hero. I've been had, and this that part right here. Found my swag. Niggas ready for the west side. Well, goddamn. Hey, man, without further fucking ado, man, we got Shawty Lo Jr. on the motherfucking show today, man. And as I just said, by birthright, we got the Prince of Atlanta on the motherfucking show today, just by birthright. Brother, what it do, man?
Man, what's happening, man? It's your boy Shawty Lo Jr, man. What's going on, man? Hey, I really appreciate you for reaching out, having me on your show, man. It's a pleasure.
Man, brother, I appreciate you fucking with us, even making this possible. So, you know, we gonna get into it because I feel as though it's important. And as I stated, by your birthright and Shawty Lo was you feel me, R.I.P. He's a legend. He's a legend, man, and that's your pops, and you look just the fuck like him. I know you hear that shit all day, right?
All day, every day. I'm talking about it get crazy.
That's a blessing, though. That's a blessing. So you feel me? Shawty Lo represented Bowen Homes and Bankhead, real motherfucking heavy, real heavy. You feel me? So if we, how does that feel for you? Being born into royalty, because I know that the music shit started in the early 2000s, you feel me, but Shawty Lo was already known. He was already considered the king around that motherfucker. So how does that feel, you being his son, because you from Bowen Homes also, right?
Right. I mean, you know, it's a lot of love, a lot of respect. It's just like when I step out, you know, I don't take it to the head, but it's a lot of respect and love shown, you know, and I'm just real humble and cool about it because, you know, he was the same way. But man, so it feel good to know that people are willing to help, you know, just to take me in, guide me, show me the ropes and everything. Just because of the impact and the legacy and the foundation that he paid for me. So, man, you know, that shit feel good. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. So you getting love from the industry and the street niggas, because I know the street niggas respect him. And I mean, right. We look back at even just all the features back when he was doing like Dun and all of those type of songs. You feel me? The features was crazy. Everybody wanted to jump on the Shawty Lo track. So, you know, that I know you're getting love that way on the streets, but the industry treating you right also?
Right. You know, yeah. I just been reaching out to people, or really not even reaching out. Just when people see me out or just hear that I'm doing music or you know, I got a movement going on, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like once I see them out, you know, shit is all love. and they just want to know like what can they do to actually help me get to where I'm going, or just to do or help me do whatever it is that I'm trying to do. So it's major love.
I could dig it. I could dig it. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So speaking of the industry, you feel me? Shawty Lo went against one of the biggest mainstream artists ever at the time. You feel me? And in my opinion, and you can't call it biased because I ain't from fucking Atlanta, so it can't be biased. But in my opinion, he might have got that W on that shit too, because he went at T.I. very, very motherfucking hard, to the point that, I mean, he was in Bowen Homes and making niggas say they don't know him and all types of shit, and he was exposing a lot of shit. How do you remember that situation when it was actually going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was that shit? How was that to be his kid? And homie got kids too, you feel me? No disrespect to the homie Tip. I fuck with Tip. But how did that feel to be inside the streets during that time? What was the clubs like? What was the energy like?
Oh man, just thinking about it, just like, man, because when that was going on, I was in high school. So kids, like my friends and kids in school, like, so they asked me, so dude, you still listen to T.I. music shit around your dad, or is it real? So and what would you do if you seen T.I. or seen on his kids and all that? So man, it was just crazy. But that, like, those moments, just like having that going on and having a dad of that magnitude, just to even say that my dad was beefing with T.I. or had something going on with T.I. is crazy. You know what I mean? Just coming from what we came from, the hood, the trenches, getting out the mud, and now our whole life is flipped and changed, and now we got this going on. Like, people look at beef as a bad thing, but just to be in this category or this lane doing this is crazy. So man, it was crazy.
To make a nigga, like you said, of that stature where T.I. was at that time, you feel me, and an up and coming artist on the industry aspect of it, just to make a nigga acknowledge the fact that I exist, that's a big motherfucking deal. You feel me? Because if I do a song about T.I. right now or Shawty Lo, neither one of them would have motherfucking responded, because you get what I'm saying? So to make a motherfucker respond, that was important. That was dope. And it's a part of history, man. It's a part of history. Win, lose, draw. They both did their motherfucking thing, but I'm gonna still give it to L.O. He got that W on that motherfucking tip. he got that W for sure. So you feel me? You talked about you was in high school during that time. You got how many siblings? 12? 11?
12
of y'all. God damn, that's a lot of kids. So Oxygen was giving Shawty Lo an actual show called All My Baby Mommas, right?
Right.
And what happened to that? All we know is we got the one little commercial snippet clip. I think it was like 10 minutes long, and then they pulled the plug on it. Do you recall what happened back then? Was you going to be a part of it?
Yes. From what I know of, Sabrina Lamb, she started a petition to get the show canceled, and a lot of people had signed it, so they canceled it. But from my opinion, them same people who signed the petition to cancel it were the same people who were gonna watch it to actually see what was gonna go on or how it was gonna be, and it wasn't gonna be like all the baby mamas fighting and acting crazy and this and that. It was just gonna be about my dad showing how he managed being an artist, being a street dude, and being a father all in one, and by him having all these baby mamas and kids, he didn't have any problems. Everybody got along, all the kids, all the baby mamas, like everybody was cool. Like we got together on like holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we all kicked it as one big unit. And and he was just trying to shed light on that side of his life.
that's fucked up because it's hard. And Sabrina, whoever that person was, Sabrina, whatever, she was just a regular fucking person.
No, if I recall correctly, she worked for CNN. Sabrina Lamb.
Okay, yeah, we gonna probably boycott her or some shit outside because I feel like it's needed because co-parenting is very important, and that's some of the things that we don't show inside of our community. You feel me, the Black community. But of course, when it's called All My Baby Mamas and shit, she probably, or without them doing enough research and finding out, or actually talking to Lo itself, figuring out exactly what the show was going to be. You feel me? They judged it, which is bullshit because it's a lot of Caucasian shows and shit out there that show a lot more ignorant shit when it comes to households and things of sort. So, and one of the things that I've always saluted is most niggas that got a bunch of baby mamas, that shit is from, you know, they got money in the game, you know, shit like that. As far as music industry, a lot of the music industry people that got a bunch of baby mamas, you know, it happened once they got into the game. Shawty Lo, all his baby mamas is from before the actual music shit, correct?
Right.
So that show, man, he was already touching. I mean, he makes it clear in a lot of interviews how much of a real nigga he was and the real things he stood for and the things that he did inside his past life before he chose to clean it up and get into the music aspect of it. How did you feel as his son, seeing him make that transition? That had to be probably the most proud time of your life, being his son, seeing him make that transition from illegal to legal.
Right. And I was just gonna say, just being his son, like, and being there when like, you know, we was in the trap, in the base, you know, this and that going on, Jay's at the door, him getting chased by the police, drive-by, shootout, just all type of stuff as a kid, just seeing that. And then, you know, like, even though he had money then too. So, but just to change our life to the point where we really don't have to worry about nothing. Like, he took us out the hood, you know, and we got to live a little better. And you know, and we didn't have to worry about the police or this person doing this person doing that anymore. So just from seeing him doing that, and growing up, he just used to always say, you know, you can be better than me. You know, basically he was doing this for us, you know, just changing over, investing his street money into something positive. So, you know, he like, y'all, you and me, well, me and his kids, the other kids, like, we can all do something great in life, no matter what odds or actually got stacked against us. So just seeing him do that just let me know that I can do this now. You know what I mean? He did it when all the odds stacked against him, and when he didn't really have nothing, you know, he turned nothing into something. So I can do it too.
Right. Yeah, that's what a father's supposed to do. You know, set that trend. You feel me? That's when we have those generational curses being broken because we start seeing different things. You feel me? And he put y'all on a better scale than he actually have. Like most of us, if you was a fan of LO, you feel me? You already know what his story was as far as how he came up and things of sort. And the choices that we make in life, they just are what they are. You feel me? But we can instill and actually not just tell our children, hey, you could do better, but actually show our children like, hey, you could do better because I'm the fucking leading example that actually showed you how to do it. So that's dope. And it's slick as shit that you actually caught on to that. And we see it from the way that you move. You feel me? And if they didn't see it before this interview, we're going to make sure they see it from the way you moving before this interview is over.